Well, I think they're going to view it the same way that they viewed the speech to the Canadians yesterday and then to the Brits a few days ago. From the Kremlin's perspective, a no-fly zone is unacceptable, and it will threaten a direct conflict between NATO and Russia, exactly what NATO also believes, exactly, by the way, what Western governments that Zelenskyy has appealed to in the past few days believe. So it was an impassioned appeal. It is an attempt to put rhetorical pressure on Ottawa, on London, most importantly, of course, on Washington. But so far, none of this has worked. And even among congressmen, there are still profound divisions about the no-fly zone. Many are not willing to take that step, and even about the degree of other support for Ukraine, especially in terms of air defense weapons. Zelenskyy is doing the best that he can, but so far, what he's really after, he's not going to get from the West.
Aaron, it's interesting. Former Defense Secretary Leon Panetta described him this week as probably the most powerful lobbyist in the world right now. He's also a polished TV presenter, as we well know, and you saw that today. It wasn't just an impassioned speech. He weaved in this video essay as well, but he was also kind of in your face. You've got to implement this no-fly zone, directly challenging Biden to be the leader of the world. What did you make of this presentation?
Well, I think Leon Panetta's comment that Zelenskyy is a lobbyist is very apt, because the only people who will benefit from Zelenskyy's PR campaign are arms manufacturers in Washington and Virginia who spend a lot of money on lobbyists to drum up the kind of support for the policies that Zelenskyy wants, which essentially is World War III. Let's be honest. That's what a no-fly zone would mean. And missing from this entire conversation, and I understand Zelenskyy, the position he's in, his country is being attacked. It's understandable why he would feel compelled to ask for more support to help him out. That's understandable. But this conversation ignores that there are solutions on the table that could resolve all of this. And actually, they've been on the table for a very, very long time. There's been a war going on in Ukraine for the last 8 years. It began with a U.S.-backed coup in 2014. The coup government has essentially waged war on the Russian-speaking population, some of whom rose up to defend themselves. And the U.S., instead of pushing its client in Ukraine to implement the only peace accords on the books between both sides, called the Minsk Accords, the U.S. has been fueling this proxy war with billions of dollars in weapons. And then when Russia asked for those accords to be respected, along with Ukraine to enshrine in its constitution some neutrality, the U.S. refused, and that's when Russia invaded. And Russia's demands remain the same. And whatever you think about Russia's decision to invade, and I think it was a criminal decision, the fact is Russia's proposals before the war were sensible. It makes sense that a state on Russia's borders should not be used as cannon fodder and as a NATO proxy, because conflict between these countries literally could lead to nuclear war if Ukraine is inside of NATO. So those solutions are on the table, and I think if Zelenskyy was really serious about peace, he would immediately be negotiating seriously over Russia's demands and not trying to fuel the conflict further and escalate it longer with demands that essentially amount to World War III.